My name is Madison Kirkman, and when I was 16 years old, I acquired the oldest internal combustion rail car in North America. I'm now on a journey to restore this car, so follow our project in the restoration of the McKeen car, Cuyamaca.
We're going to take you on a walk-around tour of the McKeen car Cuyamaca as she was built in 1908. At the front of the car, you can see the knife-edge nose and the engineer's door on the port side of the car, along with that spinning flywheel for the engine. Up at the very front there is the acetylene-powered headlamp, run off of a carbide generator in the cab. And of course the very sharp knife-edge nose to split through the air, giving these cars the nickname wind splitters. The engineer was situated at that third square window next to the round one, and just behind him was the 93-liter straight-six gasoline four-stroke engine, which produced about 200 horsepower at 350 RPM. You've got the smoker section, the men's section, immediately behind the bulkhead between the cab and the passenger compartment. You've got the drop center vestibule, which was more efficient than having two sets of vestibules as it saved weight. You've got the family section in the rear of the car, along with the round cast aluminum windows that were integral to the structure of the semi-monocoque body. And here you can see the gold leaf of the car. We have confirmed that it was gold leaf that was used to decorate our car. Both two stripes at the bottom, the lettering, and another third stripe at the top edge. McKeen had not yet figured out how to put a flat pane of round glass in a cast window frame on a curved surface. So until he had figured that out, he had stuck with the arched windows in the rear that were wood. And this is how they opened. They dropped into a pocket in the back of the car, and you had a little leather strap you could grab and lift it back up into place. But that's how you actuated those windows. The round windows were in a secondary frame that you could hinge and lock on the ceiling. You'll see that once we walk inside. This is the family section of the car, and in total, the Cuyamaca could haul about 75 passengers. So this is the full rear quarter shot of the car. Let's go on inside and take a look around. This is how the car looked back in 1908. There's a child gate there with nice ornamentation. We'll walk through that. And that's the vestibule. And this is the men's smoking section with the restroom in the front left for the entire car. You've got gold leaf embellishment around those mirrors as well as inlaid wood. That window on the left there is hung up on the hook. There was often signs in these cars asking for you to apply to the conductor to open the window for you, because if you did not latch that window correctly, it could fall on your head. This up here is the cab, the engine room of the motor car, not modeled thoroughly necessarily. I've put more work into the passenger section of this car. But you've got, this is the view looking back, and you've got two different kinds of bench seats in this car, a 44 on the left and a 47-inch wide on the right there. McKeen estimated that 3 people could seat on that larger bench seat, but a newspaper in Arizona said it was really only possible if it was 3 women that were well acquainted. So again, this is the smoking section of the car. And the vestibule is relatively open, air-wise, to the rest of the car, which McKeen changed on the immediate next car, and the rest thereafter, to prevent smoke from traveling to the rear of the car. You've got acetylene-powered opal lamps on the walls here, and the aluminum window frames are brass-plated to match the rest of the trims. Those are the latches and the vacuum ventilators mounted up on the roof. And you've got beautiful lead art glass, bronze handrails, and other decorations in the vestibule. So just a beautiful car all around, I think. He really did a nice job dressing the car, despite it being basically an experiment. So let's go to the back of the car here, take a look around. The green seats you've probably noticed are actually a bookbinding faux leather. called Plavusian, or maybe there's a better pronunciation. But on the ceiling here, there's an artwork missing that we have not yet identified. There's a few different artworks on the original cars, and we have hopes of finding the original artwork on some of the panels that survive in our car, but we have not isolated that artwork yet. This is a photo of a San Diego car here, which shows some artwork, but it's also not the Cuyamaca. So we'd like to pin that down. Let's walk to the back of the car here. This is the bench seat that filled the rear of the car. And interestingly, I actually have a photo of a cousin of mine resting on this rear bench seat. Not in my car, but in another McKeen car, one of the 152 built. And that cousin of mine was William Jennings Bryan. I believe he was running for president at the time he was photographed in the rear of this car. He was sleeping, resting on the rear seat. I think it's about the only spot in the car where he could stretch his legs out and rest. Otherwise, his legs would be in the aisleway you see here. But this is the view of the Cuyamaca from the rear, looking forward. All the beautiful elements of the car on display. Green leather seats, brass tacks, brass windows, brass lamps, brass everything. And especially with those window frames that were cast aluminum, McKeen made sure that those were brass plated. So, and here's the center vestibule, which again saved weight by only having to reinforce 2 doorways as opposed to 4. And a lead art glass of flowers. And back to these little gates here. McKeen would later put solid doorways and walls in the vestibule, but earlier on, the only prevention to protect a child was this gate, prevent him or her from falling down in the well during operation. So we're back at the smoker section here. I'm going to show you the cab here. The cab door, I believe, always had a mirror as opposed to a clear glass window. I do need to change that in my rendering. Again, on the front walls are the mirrors, embellished with gold and trimmed out with white holly and ebony wood inlaid, not unlike Spanish guitars that have the inlaid striped wood. But again, this is the smoker section, and that's the motorman's door. This is the hole in the floor where the engine was mounted on the motor truck, and it would move freely in the cab. Those are the front windows for the best view for the motorman, the engineer. You've got the engineer's window where he could lean out there on the right. And the round windows are for extra ventilation of the cab to prevent the buildup of carbon monoxide. This is the very front of the car where you had a cabinet that stored the batteries and tools. And this is the motorman's door that allowed him to enter and exit the car. So he had his own doorway that slid open and closed. And this is the front knife edge nose of the car. This is how they built it. So looking back into the car, this is what he would see if he was talking to the passengers. I think the car is just a beautiful work of art. It is an experiment turned production vehicle that really marks the revolution and the evolution of steam to internal combustion, wood to steel, and the turning of the centuries. So let's go ahead and get to the restoration of the McKeen car Cuyamaca.